Republicans are now talking at the leadership level about impeaching Biden if, as seems likely, Republicans win the House, and there's a decent chance that Republicans will also win the Senate. So impeachment becomes something that's quite real. Now, I was worried, as I'm sure some other people were also, that Republicans would do what Republicans do, which is essentially talk big and then quickly back off the moment that they come into power. They then go, well, we really don't want to be going down impeachment. We've got a lot of legislative business to do. No, there's actually no legislative business to do, for the simple reason that whatever legislative business is done by Republicans is going to be vetoed by Biden. So let's not fool ourselves and talk nonsense about passing legislation. It's really not going to happen. It's going to be a standoff. What Republicans should do is use the power of the purse as leverage against Biden, and impeachment is very important. Now, here's Elise Stefanik, number 3 House Republican, saying that one potential reason to impeach Biden is, quote, his illegal request that Saudi Arabia delay oil production cuts. And she goes on to say, when there's an egregious abuse of power and high crimes and misdemeanors, that means anything is on the table. Now, I can see why Elise Stefanik is saying this. She's basically thinking, look, Biden makes a phone call to the Saudis and basically says, hey, listen, release the oil now because the midterms are coming up. And that's certainly distasteful. And she sees that there's a kind of a mirror with the Democrats going after Trump for what? A phone call that he made to Ukraine. So there's a kind of parallelism here, and I think this is really what Elise Stefanik is grabbing onto. But she's grabbing onto it with typical Republican clumsiness, by which I mean, I do not think it is an impeachable offense for an American president to call the Saudis and say, hey, listen, I want you to keep oil prices low. Why? Because although that may politically benefit Biden in the short run, it also benefits the American people. Oil prices are lower. So to actually try to impeach Biden over that seems to me particularly silly when there are so many other good reasons to impeach Biden, of which I can think of several. Let's start with the Biden family corruption. I'm not talking about, quote, Hunter Biden, because the corruption really isn't Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, yes, it's true, is using Joe Biden's name, but who put him up to it? Who told Hunter Biden? Is Hunter Biden smart enough to go, I'll go to China, I'll meet with top Chinese officials? Chinese officials will not meet with Hunter Biden if the path to do that wasn't cleared by Joe Biden. Not to mention the fact that Joe Biden is deploying his brother Frank Biden, his other brother James Biden. All of these people are racketeers collecting money all over the world. By the way, not just in China and the Ukraine, also in South America. So there's a whole thing here with smoking gun information coming right off of Hunter Biden's laptop, but in addition corroborated by the Biden family's own business partner, Tony Bobulinski. This is where the Republicans could go. That's impeachment cause number 1. Impeachment cause number 2, the border. Immigration law does not allow Biden to have an open border. He's doing it. He's basically saying, I'm the president. I'm the head of the executive branch. I'm just going to do it. This is a good reason to throw this guy out of office, or at least to make the attempt through impeachment. What about weaponizing the FBI and the DOJ in the blatant manner that he's done? And I'm not only talking about using their power to go after Republicans, but also to not use their power to go after bad guys on the Democratic side, essentially allowing much worse crimes to go unexamined, uninvestigated, with no arrests and so on. This is another fertile ground for impeachment. What about destroying the U.S. military and Biden's actions in Afghanistan? What about weaponizing the government to go after people's basic civil liberties? Think about it. The Biden administration colluding and conspiring with social media platforms. Now, this is flatly forbidden by the First Amendment. It's flagrantly against the Constitution. So here we have a menu of crimes to pick from, a menu of high crimes, and misdemeanor almost seems like too weak a word for it. So my advice to Elise Stefanik and the Republicans is, listen, we've got 5 different causes to impeach Biden. Maybe begin 5 impeachment proceedings. Don't worry about the Saudi Arabian phone call. That was obviously politically opportunistic. But in my view, there are better reasons to go and impeach Joe Mentia.